Oh man, where's my music? Where is my music? Got me get myself queued up. Cut myself down. Let me see. Gotta put that music on it because it's gonna come hard, but I don't want it to come too hard. Welcome to Around the Herd, your August 5th edition. Hey, Alabama fans, you know how special you are to me. God bless you, and God bless the Alabama Crimson Tide family as a whole. Let me not forget. Let me not forget. The world, the world is full of variations and differences. So let me not forget those people that have different ideas, those different people. And with that, we must welcome the other semi suckers that are peeking in my window now. Ah! You know who you are. No. Y'all can come in too. I'm just joking. I get it. Bring your pen and your paper, take notes, and maybe you can turn your program into a dynasty when it grows up. So anyway, we just want to thank you all again for joining me right here on Tight Sports, where we are dedicated and privileged to give you all the pertinent, relevant, and impactful information of the greatest football dynasty. Let me say it again. Of the greatest football dynasty that, the world has ever seen. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, one of the greatest football programs to ever do it, to ever exist, at the highest level of college football. The Tide is just the best to do it. The University of Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. Today we're going to get into, let's see, got to do some recruiting news. We got, most of it's all good news, but you listen to some, there's some terrible news out there for us. Whatever. We're going to hear from defensive coordinator Kane. I got to get a sound in where I can do it. And fall camp is open. We are less than 30 days away, folks, from seeing them do it, from seeing them make a run for number 19, depending on how you want to count. You want to set, you want to count it. You want to get rid of the ones for 1960. Do it, whatever it is. Add +1. The Tide is about to take another journey. Whew. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Okay, I got to listen to the people. I got a small group of people, but I got to listen to the people. Got a nice intro, but I need to turn the music off. Oh, I like the music riding up under me. It just gives you a little bounce. All right, PhD. We'll get into it maybe next time, because if I do it right now, I may throw the whole show off. And we don't want that. We don't want to do that. We'll work on it. Is it too loud, or you just don't like it? Because it's an original. Anyway. Well, talking about recruiting is still up. We still got 21 or so people that have committed to be a part of the class of 2025. Things may happen. We don't know. Money comes up. People get sick. People get homesick. They don't want to leave home, whatever. But right now, we are still ranked at number 2 recruiting class in the country. That's what I got to do, PhD. I know it's distracting, but I want to distract you. I got to keep you mesmerized. And like I said, based on how I'm driving right now, if I try to cut this thing off, I don't know what might happen. But number 2 in the country, I really expected many of the guys on their list. I expect them to end up to being like 5 stars. Just to name a few, Keelan Russell, he's our quarterback for the future coming in. He's 6'3", 182 out of Duncanville, Texas. The question is, will he win his 3rd state championship? I mean, absolutely amazing things happening. We're trying to hold on to Darryl Duke Johnson. the dark side does want him a lot. But he's a 5-star on one site. But by the time he plays again, I know he was a player of the year. He was a player of the year back in it was a sophomore year, player of the year for his whole division in Georgia. But we expect by the time he goes through another season, he should definitely do enough to be a consensus 5-star out of Dodge County High School in Eastman, Georgia. I don't know exactly where they are. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you, Kirby, for that one. Yeah, just ignore him, Kirby. Just let him lead the state. That's all you need to do. IMG Academy standout Michael Carroll. Actually, I saw an article where he's trying to get some more people out of IMG Academy, the one in Florida, trying to build a pipeline from IMG over to Tuscaloosa. I mean, everybody want to win with friends. He's a big lineman, 6'6", 315, one of our future Crips and Crushers. And we think, I think, he gets one more year of folding up people's children for another high school season. I think he will end up as a 5-star as well. And then I think about Anthony Rogers. He's currently at Carver High School, although he has attended Pike Road High School, and he was at IMG, by the way. She said, she's like, okay, PhD, we're going to get you as a show producer. We're going to send you our cash app so we can let you send your donation over so we can determine how the show should be set up properly, So when we had that conversation, just go ahead and, just have your checkbook handy. We appreciate it. Take all donations. Just send them right over to, $ type with God. Anyway, so Anthony Rogers is, I don't even call him running back. I don't call him a halfback. I don't call him a tailback. He's an explosion back. No, not explosive, explosion back. Anyway, I think he'll do well in the next coming season. And I'll be dropping like 11 more videos on the recruits who are currently up. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little miffed at the fact that I did 2 videos for 2 guys who have flipped. And as I go through and talk to my mentors about building this channel up, that's just a part of the game. I got to get over it. So hopefully all these 11 that are left, they will end up in Tuscaloosa. But hey, things happen. But if 11 go out, I'm sure Coach DeBoer will find another 11 athletes to replace them. So look for that over the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to roll into the season. And I want to get all that done so I can get into an in-depth look at the players that'll be on the field, executing the plays, leading us to the 19th national title for the University of Alabama Roll Tide. So you don't want to miss that. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a show. You don't want to miss a show, a video, a short from Tight Sports. I mean, you don't want to miss it. Subscribe. We got a lot of things coming. And as a reminder, we're here trying to do every Monday at 6:30. Unless it's like a holiday, my birthday, or I just decided to get it up on a Monday morning and I can't be down on a Monday night. We're going to be here. And remember that right now I do a show with the other side called Iron Bowl Debates. It usually drops at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And we're hoping that show will be live hopefully by the end of the season, because it's so much stuff that I have to correct this Auburn fan on. I don't know. He's been dealing with this condition. He has war eagle-itis. So I try to help him every week. And you can help him too by getting in the comments, and in time, you can come on the show, maybe talk to him and try to see if you can get this eagle-itis out of his life. He's been suffering for so long. And, we don't want people we care about to suffer. So join us on Iron Bowl Debates Wednesday. Check us out. Keep up with us, because no, there's no need for the people you care about to suffer. So we must help him. Anyway, another guy, Michael DeBoer. Now, he's an interesting guy. Michael DeBoer is very physical. out of Viga High School. He don't have a lot of those, what they call technical tackle. They got techniques they do. His is like they yell hike, and he turns into a sumo wrestler. Half sumo wrestler, half junkyard dog. And I ain't talking about an actual dog. I'm talking about the junkyard dog, JYD, out of Tennessee, the wrestler from back in the day, because he just started throwing people around. He's just as impactful for his team now on offense as defense. And I hope he gets a chance to play defense as a freshman, because he just like getting in there and mixing it up. Which brings me to my next topic of a little bit of, I don't call it bad news, I call it sour news when it comes to our recruiting. I had a couple of Auburn fans, I won't call any names, but Nick Frazier of the Water Cooler Podcast and DC over there at Auburn Addicts, for you Auburn fans. They was just saying, man, Alabama falling off. We're a declining program. Y'all declining. Y'all ain't got no defensive linemen. And to top it off, one of them put up a little list that shows that Alabama has only recruited maybe one of the top 10 players in the state of Alabama. Top 10. But Auburn has about 6 or 7 of them. I mean, they're just killing it. 6 or 7 of the top 10 ranked players in Alabama. And I think Auburn this week is up in the poll to number 5 or number 5 in the National Recruiting Services, or number 6. Alabama's still number 2, but they're saying that our recruit class may be trash because we don't have any in-state talent. And that's horrible. But what they didn't think about a few things. Congratulations to him, but here's the problem with what you're saying. As soon as the Crimson Tide get up in there and monkey stomp you during the Iron Bowl, ain't nobody gonna want to be up there no more. As I said, you can at least expect 2 to 3 more years of this monkey stomp. So ain't nobody gonna want to be over there at all. That's the bigger picture. Next, while my personal high school was not very good at football, Alabama has some great high school football programs. Football, just very good. But no, not all great high school football is played in Alabama. There's this other thing called states and programs and academies. So schools like Hartfield Academy, Mater Dei out in California, Duncanville, they play football at a high level. I mean, some of these people get on planes and tour buses and ride over to other states, fly across the country to play similar programs. So, yeah, we may not have the people in state, but we got some pretty good players. Okay. Kudos to Hugh for racking up using Saban's takeover strategy that he implemented in 2007. Because that's how Saban took over the state, the SEC, and all that. Yeah, he did it. You know, we'll see if it works for you, biter. So we'll see if it works for you. So that means y'all should be having a national championship showing up in 2025, you know, and beyond. I'm laughing because this is okay. So that means that's what it should result in. You know, if you're using the same thing, and they admit it. Yeah, when Saban took over the state, they got some quizzes and some charts. They got some magical spells and formulas. And they was explaining to me this stuff, and I'm like, okay. So kudos, you know, take that and run with it. But back when Coach DeBoer was at that little lowly program up there in Washington, that he took to the top of the top and got him in the Final Four there. He reached out to players, you know, just spitballed them. And then he was calling some of the biggest names in the country, right? Saban retires. He gets called up from the bullpen. Let me get the righty. Is he right hand or the left hand? I do not know. So he got called up. So those people he had already called when he was at Washington, notice they were all over the country. They're 4s and 5 stars. They looked at, they did a double take on old KALEN DEBOER, and they said, wait a minute. That man called me when he was over with the Huskies. And I kind of thought about it. Then he went to the championship, and I really thought about it. Now he's at Alabama. Sign me up, coach. I'm coming. That's what's happening. So like I said, he using what he got to get some great players. As we already established, he does more with less, and we expect him to do more with more. So the big thing is, when players are here, they're from California, they're from Baltimore, they're from New Jersey. You know, like, where was Najee Harris from? Way out there. Where was Jalen Hurts from? Where was Tua Tagovailoa from? Tua and Tua, they were from Selma. It slips my mind. They're thinking that since they're not in state, they don't know the Iron Bowl, like, you know, like the players in state know the Iron Bowl, and they gonna remember that Alabama looked them over. Looked you over because you weren't a good fit. Now you weren't a good player or person, but maybe you don't fit what we doing over here. But that's beside of the point. So how do you make sure that the in-staters can know what to expect when they're inside of the Iron Bowl? But that's what the tradition and culture's for. That's why you put all the trophy case up. That's why you put the art on the wall. That's why you got the coach sitting there. So will they lack the love for the game? That's not going to be what's going to happen, old Albs. You know, that's not going to happen. Now, I know you guys are feeling sorry for Coach DeBoer and his poor recruiting skills, as you guys described. I mean, he don't know what he's doing, but yeah, keep hoping, because they ain't going to happen. Say, they're not going to lack the love and the passion it takes to gut it out in the Iron Bowl. You know, learn the culture from the people on campus, from the thousands and thousands of fans around Tuscaloosa, and the millions and millions and millions of fans around the world. That's what lANk is about. And if you have not seen the documentary for lANk, just thinking about it had me a little choked up just thinking about it. So, Bama fans, let a naysayer know. Always keep your eyes on your own paper and keep working hard on your 8 to 10 win season everybody's crossing their fingers for. The Crimson Tide will be fine. Mighty, mighty fine. Roll, Tide, roll. Well, fall camp is kicked off, and the coaches are out there answering questions, provide insight on how things are going. I'm gonna try to pull up this video here of Kane. I need to get that sounder from WWE, but I don't want to copyright all that stuff. But maybe I can make my own. Kane Womack. I like listening to the offense, the coordinators, because they usually tell you who they expect to play. And let's check out. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Video file. Let's see what we got here. There we go.
Well, I think there's natural instincts, right, that are built into, young men, right, and then there's developed. I don't know if instinct is the right word, right, but they hone in on their skills and they start to have an instinct for the scheme and what we do defensively. And the way we're structurally built is we want to allow our guys to be able to break on the ball, to play with some vision at times. And when you play with instinctive vision, the windows start to get really tighter. So people have a misconception of vision coverage, right, that it's all this space out there. Really what you're doing is you're taking away the grass and the people that the quarterback is wanting to get the ball to, right? And so you you see our players naturally starting to get a little bit more matchy with some of their coverage when we play some of our vision style coverages, and then just having a better feel for our defense. You know, if you look at us last season and you look at us in the spring, I didn't think we started particularly well on defense early in games, and then we started to hit our stride as the game went on. We've really encouraged our guys to start playing, you know, not on their heels, but be the aggressor early, and that means playing with some instincts, and I think we're seeing that.
Let me tell you something. I don't have the slightest idea what he's talking about, but what I have been told before in my life, if you can talk it, you can teach it. Any teachers in the building? If you can talk it, you can teach it. And his demeanor is kind of how I like my defensive coordinators. A little gritty. Been doing a lot of yelling today. You know what I'm saying? The sun and grass all down my neck, and I got to adjust my hat because I got grass and dirt and I'm sunburned. It's hot out there, y'all. Let's continue.
Well, I think, you know, you look at pressure a number of different ways, right? Some of it is just natural. Can we go 4 down and be able to, you know, create pressure on the quarterback off the edge? You know, we are very focused on takeaways here and creating takeaways, and you create takeaways by creating pressure on the quarterback, right? We looked at all 7, there was like 751 takeaways in the NFL last season, all right? And out of those, right, the vast majority of them come from the pressure on the quarterback, whether they hit the quarterback, got hands on the quarterback, or they were able to put him in an uncomfortable position to where he forced to throw. And so for us, I think we've got some guys naturally that can do that off the edge. You know, to me, Jamarian Latham, LT Overton, I think I've seen a lot out of that wolf room, right?
Oh, the wolf room, baby. Yeah, throw him to the wolves.
Now, I think Keanu Coate, Quay Russaw, Q Robinson are doing some great things. And then you've got some younger guys like Yanze Pierre that are starting to step up. Keon Keeley off the edge of the field and Jordan Renat. I mean, I've really been pleased with some of the rush that we've been able to create. And then naturally, our backers and safeties have a lot of instinctive, what we call blitz awareness. We look for that whenever we're recruiting players. Does a second level player have great blitz awareness? And I think we have that from a couple of our safeties and backers. Yeah, he's not feeling well right now, but I think he'll be back in a day or two. So. Yeah. I think one of the biggest intangibles about playing the defensive back position is having an edge and just a confidence in the way that you play the game. And anybody that's watched Bach in the last few years of high school know the way he plays the game, and he really carried his team right to a state championship. And I've been so impressed with just his level of confidence, not really playing the position day in and day out of high school, but the strides that he's made from spring ball to where he is right now. I would argue that he's made as many strides as anybody in our defense. Keon is a very special talent. Obviously, he had some tremendous production, you know, at Michigan, won a national championship there. And we were very fortunate to be able to have that production and that experience, because experience is finite, right? And so for us, I think he has done a really good job of leaning into our scheme, what we do. I thought from day one, week one, he did a really great job of going the extra mile to get the verbiage and the terminology down so that he could go execute and play at a high level. And now you see him starting to lead on the back end, you know, him, Malachi Moore. I think those guys are doing a tremendous job of communication on the back end.
A tremendous job of communicating on the back end. Man comes in from Michigan. People talking about he was a kick returner, a punt returner, and I'm like, yeah, but he's a champion, you know. And I like what he's saying about, you know, that wolf room. You think about offenses today, man, a lot of people like to throw first. They still run the ball. Running backs are diminishing their importance, but hey, until it happens, everybody got a key on the runner. But if the quarterback keeps throwing the ball like crazy, then until you run into some Derrick Henry like figure over there, let's run it. Because I was one thing I think one of my Auburn friends did let me know, like, hey, y'all ain't got a bunch of linemen. Well, they are linemen on the team. There's like 12 defensive linemen on the team, but they're also like 20 linebackers. And I looked at the defense they played there at Washington, and they were kind of a hybrid. Well, it's like they had 3 down linemen, but one of them was kind of light in the pants. So he could, put immediate pressure on the quarterback. So you knew he was coming for the most part, but you never knew what other blitzes were coming from. So it's going to be interesting. Everybody wants to know what we're going to do on defense. I'm not a coach. I'm just trying to learn what Kane wants to do on defense. Let's continue. It was hard to hear the questions. My bad. I just care about the answers anyway.
Well, I think one of the things that you look at for great leadership, right, is to bring the people underneath you to the level that you think they are capable of, and that you set that example. And I think Deontay and Jihad have done a tremendous job of that. I think Justin Jefferson had an unbelievable spring, and I think he's had an even better summer and really going into fall camp. I would say Justin Jefferson is right there with those other two guys. I think we have three starter type linebackers from that position. So very impressed with him. It's kind of one of those classic cases, right? You get a guy from junior college that first year, sometimes the learning curve is a little bit challenging, right? And then all of a sudden a year later, right, they're showing tremendous production. And obviously he's a very gifted athlete. But I've been impressed with some of those younger guys as well. I think Jeremiah Alexander is starting to take steps forward in the right direction. He's played the jack position in the last couple of years and making that transition to inside linebacker. Those are two different worlds, all right? You can't just sit there and say, well, I'm going to move this guy from here to here. You got to rep that. You got to work that. And then I've been very impressed with J.O., with Justin Okoronkwo, excuse me. That's a hard one. I had to work at that in front of the mirror a couple of times to get that right. But I've been really impressed with some of the things he's been doing as well. I think
what's the plan, coach?
Again, we talk about how experience is finite, right? So if you can find it somewhere, right, it obviously is great to have on your roster. I think Day-Day's doing a really great job. He has really changed his body. You think about seniors and guys that, that are maybe a little further down in their career, they may not be able to push quite as far as the development of a freshman, but I thought he's made tremendous strides in 8 weeks in terms of changing the makeup of his body. I think he's playing very fast right now. He seems to be playing with confidence in the first couple of days. Again, time will tell, right, of those guys that have not played, in the SEC the last couple of years across the board, whether they can handle those things. But I think they are taking steps in the right direction against what I would argue some very good skill players on our offensive side right now.
We have some good skill players on that offense.
Well, I think schematically, everyone has a personality, right? And our personality in this defense over the last few years is to create pressure, and pressure allows you to create takeaways. And we are a defense that wants to have production from the defensive line room, right? We're not going to be a stagnant, eat up block style defense. At times, right, do we have to take on blocks? Absolutely. And you're going to take on double teams. And here that's 700 pounds, right, that you're dealing with, okay? But there are times, right, where we're going to create movement. We're going to create pressure. We're going to get our best pass rushers matched up in one-on-one against their weakest links, right? So that to me is the creative things that we've always kind of hung our hat on, of being able to find the weakest link on offense, all right, and be able to expose that through one-on-one matchups, sometimes with the defensive line.
Coaches, y'all better hide your weakest links. Kalen DeBoer is out here searching for weak link. Kane and Caleb's coming, looking for your weakest link on your offensive line. Oh, can your running back block? Can he pick up the blitz? You had a wide receiver that's out for himself and not going to tell you that there's a dude 205 pounds headed towards your quarterback like a heat-sinking missile. But he going to run his route. He ain't going to say nothing to him. Y'all better be careful. Coming. Roll Tide.
Well, it's exciting to see Jaheim. Jaheim is from right down the road where I grew up. He's from Columbia, Mississippi. I grew up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And so I've known Jaheim for a long time, but very pleased with the way he's taking care of his body in the offseason. Jaheim was, I think, maybe 415 pounds when he got here as a freshman. And think about how easy that would have been for him to, climb the ladder back up the wrong way when you're injured and you're not going through all the workouts and you're some of the mobility issues. I think he did a tremendous job of taking care of his body. He stayed in the weight room. He stayed in the meeting rooms, learning our defense. And so far, I have seen him pick things up pretty quickly. Well, I think, to me, right off the bat, Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown have been really impressive. I think if you look at Jalen Mbakwe, he's probably made the greatest strides over the last 6 months. And then, I would say all three of those freshmen, Xavier Brown, Jalen Mbakwe, and then Xavier Mincy, I think are taking steps in the right direction. And then, of course, Day, great to have him, from Wake Forest.
Wow.
Well, James is very talented, and he does a tremendous job, of when he gets a one-on-one matchup, he takes advantage of it. His encouragement has been to continue to lean into the consistency of our scheme. You have to be able to play within the framework of the defense, right? And those are the things that I think we're seeing, that he's making strides from where he was in the springtime to where he is right now. But again, consistency has to be proven over a long period of time, and so that is yet to be seen.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. I like the coordinators usually give you the name of the players who we're going to see. I like what he was saying about that wolf room. I mean, just run that whole wolf situation and bandits and jacks and robbers and all that stuff. I want to coach Pee Wee team again. Anyway, glad to see Justin Jefferson is turning out to be okay. So we always have that. Well, sometimes you have that injury that could come up, so I'm glad to see he's developing a lot of players. We know they're going to play a lot of players on their defense, because ain't no way you can just, because of the headset now they're going to be using, you got to keep your defense moving. If the defense ain't moving, they're about to get blown off the field, because this is the first year that the coaches are going to be able to go into the headset and talk to the quarterback or talk to the linebacker up to, I think about 15 or 10 seconds before the play has to be snapped. But that just makes it difficult on your defense. Like if they see how you're set, they could blow you away. So really it would behoove you to keep everybody moving. So, and just a reminder again, please remember that we do have Iron Bowl debates, drops every Wednesday at 6:00. And if you subscribe to this channel, you'll get it. And who knows, maybe we'll have a whole Iron Bowl debate channel going forward. In other news, I was just reading an article. It says Kentucky reached an agreement with the NCAA because they had some violations. Now, they have agreed to vacate some wins. There'll be a probation. We don't know what kind of probation that is. They're going to pay a fine, but there will be no postseason ban. I thought all this was over, because they're saying that 11 players, including football players and swimmers, ain't loose guys, they receive impermissible benefits. Now, okay, that can't be cash. That can't be cash. In Kentucky, I don't know what the rules are on what can be sold in Kentucky, but they're saying that they don't know how many wins are going to be vacated for Coach Stokes up there. Coach Stoops up there. Right now, I think he leads Bear Bryant, who coached at University of Kentucky as well. He leads him by like 10 wins. But the year in which this happened, they were 10-3. So I guess it's last year. I just don't understand, like, what kind of impermissible benefits you can't be talking about cash. You can't be talking about apple pies. So if I got University of Alabama players come down the street, 5 or 6 of them, I run up on them like, yeah, let me break you boys off with these $20. Today they're going to laugh at you. They're going to help my boys out. You go get you something, sonny. You just take their $20. The boy going to laugh at you. I don't know. I guess they'll take the money because, what does a Ferrari get per mile? Like what, $11 a gallon? And you're eating cordon bleu steaks and lobsters every night. So they're gonna take the money. But I mean, so it can't be that. Can it be closed? If it's name, image, and likeness, if you are able to benefit from your name, image, and likeness, that means that you can get paid because you're standing there, and if somebody likes your image and your likeness, they can give you cash, they can give you cars. Does it have to be a contract involved now? Because this is confusing to me. How in the world are they being punished for this. I got to get some more details. If you know, put it in the chat. I don't know. But it seems to me, is this an SMU situation? Go look that up. I'm not going to talk about it here. This is, the model of my channel is the Disney World concept model of my channel. So, but go look up SMU. What could you possibly receive? It can't be money. Even if you went to like a casino, for instance. I don't know if Kentucky has casinos, or if you went to the Kentucky Derby. If you go over there and then somebody gives you some cash to gamble, as long as you're not over under 21, or whatever the age is in Kentucky, I don't know what it is. Because if you gave somebody something they weren't supposed to have anyway, that's a little bit more than an impermissible benefit. So I'm really looking forward to hearing, down the line, what exactly that was all about. Because I thought, people are getting Trackhawk. This is a little GM, I think, SUV. They had 770 horsepower. It go real fast, y'all. I mean, it go real fast. I saw one on the video. Guy took off from a cop. He went down in the ditch, and he should have been going to glory, but the thing came up out of the ditch so high. When it hit the ground, traction just caught it, and it took off, and the cops they didn't have a chance to get back in their car. They was like, for the welfare of public safety, this thing go fast. The Chargers, these people drive. The people over in Georgia getting all these tickets, they driving Porsches, Carabas, they got Porsches and Ferraris. And what's our guy? Isaiah Bond. He got lured out of here with a Lambo truck. And people thought it was a joke. It wasn't no joke. They got that dude in the media guy standing next to him. Him and somebody else is standing next to a Lambo truck. All these cars go easily over 150 miles an hour. I'm not a speeder. I know some people out here got heavy feet. They may have a smaller foot than mine, but they foot heavy. They knew what I'm talking about. I don't know why these cars, I don't even know them personally. I never understood why my car had over 100 miles on it. Ever since I turned had a daughter. When I had a daughter, year old, maybe even had a wife. No, I had a daughter. Ever since I had a daughter, years old, I knew I wasn't going to use them in triple digits ever again. But for my car to have 160 on it, it's laughable. Every time I see it, I'm like, that's funny. That's cute. Just put the digital thing up there because we're not doing that. But one more thing in here. Saw some things on the notable changes that have been made by Coach DeBoer so far. You may be familiar with them. Now, I know how people are about change. They don't appreciate change. Change is usually when people start grimacing and they want to start throwing stuff and saying like, how dare he do this? Because, we did it back in 1945. Well, hold on to your rammer jammers. This is where change can leave some a little, let's say, I just say with a hot red caboose, huh? So, as you can see in the videos, if you saw Coach Womack, he was burning up. They're practicing in the morning, which I can appreciate that, but you got to be careful. You got to make sure everybody's hydrated safely, and they got staff out there. He did talk about, I think Coach DeBoer talked about some cramping. People got to know they got to eat right, because that's a problem. A lot of this generation and spectacular athletes still have these things where they may not eat correctly, they may not hydrate correctly, especially the big guys and sometimes the little guys. But practicing in high heat can come with a cost, but it's good for conditioning. I think it was Coach Stallings and Dubose back in the day. They was and before and beyond. A lot of schools, they used to practice where you would do these cycles inside of the steam room, jumping rope. Try that down at your local Gold's Gym or LA Fitness. Go in there with a jump rope and jump rope as long as you can in the steam room. And let me tell you, if you are over 30, you better have one of them life alerts. So when you falling and you can't get up, somebody come get you, just in case it's empty in there. But they outlawed that practice a long time ago because it was dangerous. And you could thank the wrestlers for that, because that's what they should do to cut weight. And they banned them from doing it. I don't know how they enforced that, but they banned them all from doing it. But so they got a morning practice in the high heat. But here's the big one for many of you, because I don't know what they're playing. Ooh, I don't know what they're playing, but they're saying they allow music at practice now. That's something the GOAT did not allow. Neither one of them. Maybe you sing the song before practice and after practice, but music on the field, because some of the music, man, get kind of trashy. So I really want to know what. I mean, I'm not bothered by it. I just know I go to our little county, city parks, and I see what these adults are playing. I saw one dude was taking his son through all these throwing drills, quarterback. Music was horrible, man. Music was horrible. I said, well, only thing I can say is this guy don't turn to be a good quarterback. He got a job. He got a real good future. Probably becoming a drill rapper. I mean, it was horrible music. It was horrible. I listened to my old school stuff, but I listened to stuff on a channel that is radio edit version. You know, sometimes you still figure out what they're saying, but still, I try. And I don't do a lot of it anyway. But I don't know about that. But you know, whatever, it's his program, do what he gotta do. Also, the assistant coaches are regularly available to talk to the media. I'm gonna say it again. Unlike times before, the assistant coaches are regularly allowed to talk to the media. That's a new one. Sometimes I think like you think about in the past, man, you know, certain coaches, they don't call no name. You remember a coach, I say his name rhymes with Payne and Griffin. You can't have that dude on no camera, man. I mean, I don't know, you know, Coach Womack or the offensive court, I don't know their dispositions and stuff, but that coach was nothing but a walk-in advertising for his next job, because he looks the part. He talks to stuff. You saw him talking to Feinbaum recently. He's always talking up his next opportunity. I think he'll be at Ole Miss for a long time, but just imagine having to just deal with them personalities. But we'll see. Maybe the boy guy. I mean, I was just one coach. I think a lot of other coaches would have been fine. If Coach Saban would have let who was that? Applewhite. Was it Major Applewhite? No, it wasn't Major Applewhite. That first offensive coordinator we had, he probably got on done an interview and be like, somebody please save me, come get me. This man's mean. He's hollering at me every day. He called it a butt chewing, and somebody please. I'm blinking. Please come get me, please. That's probably how that was. And this is the one that really got me hot. I hate to be based on symbolism or whatever, but the number 0 will be allowed to be worn for the first time. I don't know if that's the first time in history, but I don't like number 0, man. In the pros, I don't mind it because you run numbers, whatever, ring of Hall of Fame, whatever. But I don't like 0 because, like Jason Tatum, if I'm not mistaken, with the Boston Celtics, that man is nobody's 0. I'm a Laker fan, but he's not a 0. He's a good guy. He takes care of his kids, takes care of his mom. Mom helps him manage his money. I like Jason Tatum. I like him so much. I hate him because I'm a Laker fan. But I don't like number 0. I don't want nobody looking in the mirror like, yeah, I'm a 0. I mean, I'm 0. It's no good way to say I'm the 0 or something like that. I just pick a number. But hey, yucks. That's the issue that I have. Not an issue that anybody else have. But things like the fourth quarter, Off-season condition remains the same. You know, we have let's just say we have Coach Schuler to thank for the fourth quarter off-season conditioning program, because he made that like not only a requirement for Coach Saban to install, but it did a lot for the momentum of the team. Because, God, y'all remember all the fourth quarter losses under Mike Schuler? Y'all remember those? Anyway, so that's going to remain, and that's all I got for right now. Like I said, we're going to start pumping out some things. You know how I do it. I like to do a build up to the kickoff of the season. We're going to be probably going live right after games. Definitely going to do a post-game analysis on Mondays. Please like and subscribe our channel. We just want to have a good time, have fun, give people a place to vent, have, hear different perspectives on the University of Alabama. And that's all I got for right now. Said like and subscribe. I said, love to do that, Bryant, Mama, that. Yeah, I think that's all I got for right now. But always remember, roll, tide, roll.